Here's how the Detroit Lions can make the playoffs, Week 14 edition. Hello, everyone. My name is Derek, and welcome to Detroit Lions Syndicate. If you are new to the channel, we talk all things about the Detroit Lions, and we make videos almost every day, so consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. The Detroit Lions are in the hunt. They are 9th in the NFC. Just a few weeks ago, we were the first pick in the draft with our pick, and we were in the last spot in the NFC. And after winning 4 of the last 5 games, the Detroit Lions have jumped almost halfway in the NFC. And this is much more exciting to me than draft watching. And if you really wanted to watch for the draft, you can look at the Rams pick. Matthew Stafford has a spinal contusion, and it's quite possible that not only he could be done for the season, his career could be over. We have yet to find out what's going on with Stafford, but hoping a speedy recovery to him. And with winning 4 of the last 5 games, the Detroit Lions are very much in the hunt. We are on the graphic. We've been on the graphic for a while now, and we are right there on the cusp of the playoffs. Just one team remains ahead of us. That is the Washington Commanders. Now, last week, we needed a few things to happen. We need to win. That goes without saying. We needed the Atlanta Falcons to lose, and they did. An upset over the Rams over the Seahawks would have been fantastic, and the Green Bay Packers losing and all that stuff would have been great, but that didn't happen. The Bears, however, were officially eliminated from playoff contention, so there you go, Ghost of Judah tribe. And the Detroit Lions are hanging on, just 2 games outside of the playoffs. Now, that tie did hurt us. I've been getting a lot of people in the comments saying that the ties did not move the New York Giants like they didn't move. While that may be true, it still hindered the Detroit Lions, because now if the Giants, Commanders, and Lions, it's almost impossible for them to have the same record. If the Lions finish 9-8 and the Commanders and Giants both finish 9-7-1, the tiebreaker is null and void. So that's pretty much, it's voided out right now, and we don't have the tiebreaker against the Seattle Seahawks. So the tie was literally the worst thing that can happen. Now, I've gone over scenarios, and 10-7, we have a 96% chance to make the playoffs. We would have to win out. While I would love to see that happening, I see at least one more loss in us. That would be great if we didn't, but I see one in our future. So with that being said, I'm expecting the Detroit Lions to go at least 9-8, and they're going to need a lot of help to do that. Now, I've already gone over these scenarios, so let's take a look at how the Detroit Lions can make the playoffs, Week 14 edition. Okay, this is blown up so you guys could see it. Week 13 is already done. That will drop off the tab come tomorrow morning, which is Wednesday. The new league week starts on Wednesday, so that tab will come off. I've already gone through the scenarios, and it's something that I want you to watch for. Okay, so the Detroit Lions need to win. That goes without saying. Specifically this week, we need the Eagles to beat the Giants because the Washington Commanders are off. These are the 2 most important games of the week outside of ours. We only got to watch 2 this week. Eagles must beat the Giants. Commanders are off. They play each other, Giants and Commanders, in Week 15. We also need down here, we need an upset. We need the Carolina Panthers to go into Lumen Stadium and upset the Seattle Seahawks. If we do that and we move up into Week 15, of course, the Lions have to handle their business. That is going to go without saying. We need a San Francisco 49ers win. We also need Eagles win. That really doesn't matter. The 2 most important games this week outside of our own, again, is the San Francisco 49ers need to beat the Seattle Seahawks. And down here in the rematch between the Giants and Commanders, we need a New York Giant win. If we go to Week 16, and we beat the Carolina Panthers, the San Francisco 49ers beat the Washington Commanders, this game really doesn't matter, and the Vikings beat the Giants, we will be in the playoffs in Week 16. That's the earliest we can get in the playoffs. Now, I want to show you something. If we change one of these, look at the Lions right here. Okay, let's change this to a Washington win. Then we drop out. Okay, so we need that to change that. We need to change that, and we need to get back in. Let's go to Week 15. and let's make this a Washington win. Then we can also get in. If the Washington Commanders beat the New York Giants, all right, our main competition are the Seattle Seahawks, the Washington Commanders, and the New York Giants. Now, of course, we need to win. We need to win. We're expecting that we're going to win these games. I know there are probably easier ways we could have done this, and some people just want to take it one game at a time, and that's fine. Dan Campbell said perfectly yesterday that looking toward the playoffs is what the reporter should do and the fans should do, and he's going to focus on Minnesota. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Not to say I'm skipping past any of these games, but this is just something that kind of is exciting for me. Is it keeps me going with something. It feels much better than it did a year ago when we got our first win last weekend. And just to let you know that this is something I always do, I was doing this last year. The Detroit Lions were 10-1. They had a 1 in 800 billion chance to make the playoffs. And I said this last week, you were more likely to get struck by lightning twice than for the Lions to make the playoffs, but I was still trying to figure out some type of way, and I did it on this playoff machine here. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This week's rooting schedule outside of the Detroit Lions, who need to win, that goes without saying. We need a Carolina upset over Seattle, and we need the Philadelphia Eagles to take care of business, and that will move us one step closer toward the playoffs. We will not move from the 9th seed this weekend, even with the win and the losses happening like that. We can't move at all and get in to the 8th spot potentially until next week, week 15. I haven't done the math yet, but we'll worry about that later. My name is Derek. This is Detroit Lions Syndicate. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, trying to get to 7K by the end of the season. And don't forget about Syndicate Sports Detroit. We're nearing 700 subscribers over there, and we got a new show launching today called Touchdown Detroit Lions. Make sure you check it out. It will be hosted by not me, but Nick, and you guys are going to enjoy Nick and his commentary. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself, and as always, go Lions.